Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, good afternoon. Please write your name in the chat box, Erica, so I will be able to um, get your attendance for today. We will wait for the others. Hopefully, we can start before 6 o'clock. So let's wait for the others. Just stand by, okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Please type your name in the chat box so that I will be able to know who are present today. Thank you.
Let's Ada ng kota? Ida. Agoy. Ano siling? Ano siling niyaw? Hmm. Amo naman siling niya? Amo naman siling niya? Isa.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, hello, good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon,
Can I,
sir.
yeah, good afternoon. Can I be heard?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
Yes.
afternoon po.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So we are now 7 in the platform. Let me call you by name. Sheila May, Erica,
Sir.
Yes,
Andrick.
sir.
Did I pronounce your
Hello,
name right?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Melchori, Jean Marielle,
Hello, sir.
and Neri May. Okay,
Hello po,
so
sir.
I
Hi,
suppose
sir.
you are all BE Ed 1A. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. Okay, so our schedule actually, as given to me by fellowship, is we will meet twice in a week. That is Monday and Wednesday. Thursday rather.
Thursday.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Tuesday and I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Let me just confirm it. Um, maybe it's Tuesday and Thursday. So we are supposed to meet every Tuesday and Thursday from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Okay. I just created our group chat. I do not know if you have seen already our group chat on Messenger. If you are already there, then well and good. If you're not there yet, perhaps I can add you later na after this class. And for those who are there already, but you know someone who isn't there yet, please add them or add that person to the group chat so that that person will be updated of the announcements and also some changes in schedule that I might post on the group chat. Okay. So while waiting for the others, let me just begin with a very short self-introduction and perhaps later. And now we are joined by Eunice Joy and Faith Ann Luis. Okay, I hope I pronounced your names right. Okay, so um, by the way, this meeting is being recorded, so I hope you're aware of that. Um, I'm happy that you are turning off your cameras, but perhaps later when you are asked, to talk or to speak, you're supposed to open your camera so that I'll be able to see your face. And also, um, if you know someone who is part of this class but not here yet, please inform them because the orientation part of our class is very important since I will be sharing with you here the course syllabus. At the same time, I will be discussing also a little bit of the grading system and also the modality that we will be adopting. Okay, so there are three important things that we will discuss today. One is the course syllabus, second is the grading system, and the third is our modality. Okay, so I'll type it in the chat box. So these are the agenda that we will talk about today. One is the syllabus. Now I'm talking about the course syllabus. Second is the grading system. And then the third is the modality. Okay, so these are the important things. And also, if you have questions, you can post it on the chat box. If you have some queries or if I'm asking a question and you want to respond, you may type it in the chat box. It is recorded and I can I can remember who are participating in the class. So this is part of the class participation. Okay. So first of all, first things first, let me introduce myself since this is our first meeting. Maybe you're not familiar with me yet. So my name is Junri Magno. Okay, my name is Junri Magno Esparar. I am your instructor here at Fellowship Baptist College. in Purposive Communication. Currently, I am affiliated with Schools Division Office of Cabancalan City. I work as Education Program Supervisor, and I've been with DepEd for about 18 years already. So it's been a long time since I've started working with the Department of Education. And currently, I am also working as an online English teacher at Rare Job Philippines, teaching English, a second language, to Japanese students. And also, I am affiliated with Central Philippine State University as a foreign language instructor. So I'm teaching their foreign language, specifically Japanese. And here I'm teaching at Fellowship Baptist College. So it's my fourth year at FBC, or Fellowship Baptist College, teaching purposive communication. At the same time, I'm also teaching other courses with education students. Okay, so nice meeting you all. I'd like to hear a couple of maybe introductions from each of you. You can tell me your name and where you're from so that I'll be able to know your location. Let me start with Sheila May. Can you please open your camera and say something about yourself?
Good afternoon, sir. And everyone. Uh, I'm Shalami Agos, and I live in Hilamunan. Hilamunan. I live in Hilamunan proper. I'm from Cabancalan Catholic College.
Sir, we can't hear you.
Sorry, I muted my microphone. Okay, Erica, please open your camera and say something. Please unmute your mic first.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Erica de la Cruz. I live in Barangay 6.
Okay, so you're also from Cabancalan City. Nice meeting you, Erica. Thank you. Now let's proceed to the third one. We have Andrique Garzon. Can you please open your camera? Say something, please. Okay, your mic is muted. Okay, let's have Neri May de la Cruz.
Good afternoon. My name is Nerimay de la Cruz. I'm from Capas National High School.
You are from?
Capas National High School.
Where is that?
I live Tarlac po.
You are now in Tarlac?
Yes po.
Oh, wow. Welcome to Fellowship Baptist College. Wow.
Thank
So
you.
you are literally, living far from here. So this is actually our long distance, or should I say distance education. So definitely you are that defines the kind of education we have. So you're now living in Tarlac, so it's interesting.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so nice meeting you, Neri May, and I suppose you don't understand Hiligaynon, do you?
Konti po. A little bit.
A little bit. Okay, so thank you so much for enrolling at Fellowship Baptist College, and thank you also for joining this class with me.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
nice
Thank you
meeting
po,
you.
sir.
Now let's proceed to Jean Mariel.
Wait. Good afternoon, sir. I'm sorry, I'm outside. I'm Jean Mariel Villarosa. I live in Barangay 4, Cabancalan City. I'm from Southland College.
Okay, you're from Southland College, but now you are joining here.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, good. So welcome to Fellowship Baptist College, and thank you for enrolling in my class.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's proceed to Melchori Magbanwa. Melchori, okay, she's not here yet, or maybe she's somewhere. Let's move on to Eunice Joy Fuentes.
Good afternoon, everyone. By the way, my name is Sinister M. Fuentes. I live in Ilog, Nasan, Barangay 1. I graduated in Ilog Private Academy.
Just this year. Oh, okay. So welcome to Fellowship Baptist College, and thank you for joining my class, Eunice.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now let's move on to Faith and Luis. Faith Ann is not here. Desiree Alihid. Okay, Faith, go ahead. Please open your mic.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Faith Ann Luis Eserazo. I live in Ilog, Barangay 1. Ay, Hunasan, Barangay 1.
Okay, you're a neighbor of Eunice.
Sir.
Okay.
Gusto mo lang, sir.
Okay, so nice meeting you, Faith Ann. So it's nice to know that there are 2 students from Ilog here. Welcome to my class, and hope and pray that we will be able to have more productive sessions online. So thank you for joining my class. Let's move on to Desiree. Desiree, please open your mic. Okay, now let's move on to Jason Alpis.
Good PM, sir. My name is Jason Alpis from Inapoy, Cabancalan, and I'm from Fellowship Baptist College.
You're now in Inapoy?
I'm here in Cabancalan, sir.
You're now in Cabancalan. I see, but you're from Inapoy. Who's your parents? Who are your parents?
Susanita Alpis and Roberto Alpis.
I'm not familiar, but I suppose you are in the proper?
Kubay, sir.
Sa Kubay. Sige. So nice meeting you, Jason. And you are staying in in the city for the purpose of getting a good connection for the online learning. Okay, welcome to my class, and nice meeting you, Jason. I hope we will have a productive session here with me in Purposive communication. So I think everyone has already said something except for Melchori. Okay, but so Melchori, go ahead. Please open your mic and say something.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Malchuri Magbanwa. Live in Barangay Orong.
Okay, so nice meeting you, Melchori. Okay. So wow. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, there are just 9 students in the platform right now. I'm expecting more or less 30 something students in my class, but since they did not make it, I hope we can make this session productive, even if there are only few of us here. Let me share my screen first so that I can begin presenting the course syllabus. Okay, let me do it. Okay. Share a window. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, thank you so much. For this particular session, I'd like you to maximize the utilization of the chat box. I know that you are all familiar with the chat box of Google Meet, so you can check that. And this is recorded, so all your responses will be harvested later. And if you're saying something, I can also hear you. So in the video, since it's recorded, I can also see, and I will be able to know who among you are participating in the class. So our subject is Porcom. Its code is Porcom, and the complete title of the subject or the course is Purposive Communication. Okay. Before I present the course syllabus, let me ask you first, what comes to your mind when you hear the word purposive communication? Probably it's difficult for us to define it as is, considering that there are two terms or two concepts in the subject purposive communication. So let us first divide it into two. So let us chunk the subject. So let's get the word purposive and then communication. You may type your answers in the chat box. When you talk about purposive, what comes to your mind when you hear the word purposive? What is purposive? What is purposive for you? The word purpose. What is purpose? Can you tell me anything, any idea that you can associate with the word purposive or purpose? Okay, Desiree said you have your reasons, correct? Melchori mentioned about to inform. Okay, so when there is a purpose, there is a reason, right? There is a valid reason. Okay, so that makes sense. What about communication? What comes to your mind when you say communication? So Erica, I think she's talking about purposive, so that's intention. Okay, so according to Jean, communication is speaking or talking to your audience with a purpose. You are already giving the definition of purposive communication. Okay, so anything else? Any other definitions that you can give? Personal definition about purposive communication? Okay, Eunice, you're raising your hand. Say something.
Planning, sir.
Purposive communication is learning. Did you say learning?
Planning, sir.
Okay, so I'll take that. So it's learning. So when when it's purposive communication, then you're learning something. Actually, the definition Jean gave here, speaking or talking to your audience with a purpose, is already giving us a snippet, source of a brief description or definition of purposive communication. So this time, let's take a look at the contents of purposive communication. Okay, so but before that, let's take a brief review of the mission and vision of Fellowship Baptist College. Okay, so we have here our vision is a premier Christian educational institution in the Philippines by 2030. Do you think we will be able to achieve our vision to be the premier Christian educational institution in the Philippines by 2030? What contribution do you think you can give to Fellowship so that it will be able to achieve its goal or its mission? As a student, what will be your contribution? When you talk about premier, we're talking about, on top, right? So we have to maintain that level, or we have to achieve that level to be on top. So as a student, how would you be able to be on top? or probably contribute towards the attainment of the vision of Fellowship Baptist College? Do you think you can do something? Can you type it in the chat box? Anything that you can do for the college, for fellowship, for FBC to be able to achieve its goal or its vision? What will be your contribution? Please type it in the chat box. Anything that you would like to contribute for FBC. Okay, so anything that you would like to contribute? How about attending your classes regularly, not skipping classes? Or perhaps complying to all the requirements given to you by your professors or by your instructors. So yeah, these are simple things, yet they can contribute meaningfully to the attainment of the vision of Fellowship Baptist College. Now, for the mission, we have here to provide a Christ-centered education for character formation, academic competence, scholarship, and community service for God's glory. Okay? So these are the two important things that you need to remember when you join Fellowship Baptist College. And of course, I hope that we will embody these in our activities, in our actions, in the way we speak, and the way we deal with others, and many more. Okay, so let me share with you the course syllabus of this course, the Purposive Communication. So we have there the code is for com. So today is the classroom orientation, vision and mission. So that's what we are discussing now. And then we will be discussing also communication processes, principles, and ethics. That will be for next week. Okay? And then we will talk about communication and globalization. How does communication affect, how does globalization rather affect communication and vice versa? How are these two concepts connect with each other? And then we will discuss also the local and global communication in multicultural settings, varieties and registers of spoken and written language. And also we will talk about evaluating message and or image. Okay. And we will be discussing also the different types of texts reflecting different cultures. The fifth week will focus on communication aids and strategies using tools, technology, or tools in technology. Also, we will talk about communication for various purposes. Okay, how to communicate, to obtain and to provide and to disseminate information. And also how to communicate to persuade others. Okay? And then we will also be discussing about communication for work purposes. You are now in college, although you are still on your first year, but eventually you will be looking for a job in the future. So we have to learn certain ways or strategies on how to communicate in the workplace purposefully. Okay? We will also discuss about communication for academic purposes. So we communicate not only for certain reasons, okay, for day-to-day living, but we also communicate in the academic environment. So how do you communicate in that particular environment? So what kind of language do we have to use and what are the considerations? Okay, so far these are the major topics that we will be discussing here as to the contents, and specifically we will be discussing about the components of communication process, principles of effective communication, ethical considerations in communication. Okay, also we will talk about globalization and communication, globalization and its effect on communication, local and global communications in multicultural settings, Subcultures and communication differences, varieties and registers of spoken and written language, evaluating messages, the power of nonverbal cues like nodding, winking, even hand gestures, for example, like giving a thumbs up or thumbs down. So these nonverbal cues affect greatly in daily communication. So we will learn about that as well. Speaking through promotions, okay? And also multimodal engagement. We will also be talking about communication fundamentals, purposes of communication, rhetorical situation, communication in the workplace, barriers to communication in the workplace. Also the flow of intra-organizational communication in the workplace, communication tool in the workplace. We will discuss also written communication materials for the workplace, communication within the company, such as the memorandum, communication within the company, such as the minutes of the meeting. So it's very important for students, especially for soon-to-be teachers, to be able to know how to prepare a memorandum and also how to write the minutes of the meeting. I think these two are important skills that all of you must learn and acquire. Also, we will talk about communication for teachers, how to do storytelling, communication for employment, preparing the resume. So this is very important, especially that our resume speaks of our personality, and the kind of resume you prepare manifests the kind of person you are. So, putting all your accomplishments and your bio in one paper, it's not an easy job. So it requires strategy and how you would be able to put all these information in one paper so that you are telling a story to the employer. So that's how we prepare a resume. And also communication for employment, the application letter. So this is very important, especially when you are looking for a job, especially in the future, okay? And we will talk about academic integrity when we discuss about communication for academic purposes, as well as academic writing, the resolve. And also we will talk about the research process, how to avoid plagiarism, of course, the use of different tools for us to be able to ensure that we are not copying someone's writing. So we have a lot of them online, so we will be discussing those as well. Writing a research proposal, the research introduction. So I know it's too early for you to write a research, but it's part of purposive communication. So therefore, we need to learn a little bit how to prepare a research introduction. And also writing the research proposal, the method. We also have here writing a literary analysis and academic presentations. On the third column, you can see here the methodology. On the fourth is the reference, or are the references. And then in the last column, you can see here the expected output. So I hope you take note of these outputs because these are very crucial in grading you in purposive communication. So later, we will discuss a little bit how you will be rated in purposive communication so that you will be able to know why you are getting that grade or this particular grade, okay? Whatever scores you're giving me and different outputs expected of you will be manifested in the grades, in the final grade that you will get from this class. So therefore, probably if you are doubting why you are getting that particular grade, it's because that you are not giving enough. So therefore, it's one way to encourage everyone to ensure that all outputs required of you to submit will be submitted on time. Basically, I appreciate your submission on time or before the deadline. However, because of the current situation we are in now, I'm actually becoming more lenient. So even if the students submit the requirements late, I still accept them. as long as you have a valid reason for not being able to submit them on time. Okay, so for methodology, we will be mainly using, or we will use mainly Google Meet for our classes. I know that sometimes for me it's easier to use Zoom application, but I understand that Zoom actually consumes a lot of data. So Google Meet, I think, is the more user-friendly. It's more user-friendly compared to Zoom or any other application. So all lectures will be conducted here. And the videos of the lectures will be uploaded also to my YouTube channel. So I keep a YouTube channel. So I also encourage you to subscribe to that YouTube channel so that you will be prompted of the new uploads that I will make on YouTube. And all lectures are also found there. So whenever you miss a lecture, for example, in a class, you can just review them through the YouTube channel. Okay, so later on in the group chat, I will share with you the link of the YouTube channel so that you can subscribe. And at the same time, you can also make comments. I rather suggest that whenever I post something related to our lesson, you have to make a comment, because that comment is actually recorded, or all your comments are recorded and they are rated, and they become part of your grade for both midterm and final. So a prelim, midterm, semifinal, and of course the final. So that's why you have to be generous with your comments, and as much as possible, you review the discussions that we make on YouTube so that you will be updated of the discussions that we have in this class. Okay, so we also have here, you can see lecture discussion. So for the synchronous discussion, we do it online. We do it here on Google Meet, okay? However, we also have the asynchronous lessons. And for asynchronous lessons, instead of Google Classroom, I will be using Messenger, okay? So Messenger for asynchronous, but it can be both synchronous and asynchronous. Synchronous is that like what we're doing now. It's synchronous lesson. For asynchronous, it's like you can post something on the group chat and then you can get the reply later, something like that. Or I will post a video on YouTube and you reply the next day. So we can use YouTube and Messenger as means for asynchronous lesson, okay? But comments on Messenger as well as on YouTube are encouraged because, as I mentioned, they become part of the grade which you will get from this class. So I hope you are maximizing the use of these platforms because they will contribute to the kind of grade that you will get, okay? And for the first week, for this week, you are expected to prepare an individual note, okay? So I will give you a template of the individual note in the group chat, and probably later, okay, you'll be able to make use of the template. So the template will be our guide, your guide in preparing your individual notes in the group chat, okay? So for second week, you are expected still to prepare an individual note. So weekly, you are expected to prepare an individual note. For the third week, you will be taking screenshots of video presentation, okay, as well as reflection paper. So here in this part, you will be preparing a reflection paper. For the fourth week, that will be individual notes again. Fifth week, you will be preparing a PowerPoint presentation on the topic selected. So I know that all of you are familiar with PowerPoint. So you will be making your own PowerPoint presentation, okay? And then for week 6, you will be preparing a reflection paper. For week 7, you will prepare a video presentation. For week 8, you will be preparing a reflection paper. Week 9, another reflection paper. 10 is also a reflection paper. 11, reflection paper. So again, for both notes, individual notes and reflection paper, I will be giving you a template in the chat box, I mean in the group chat, so that you will be guided as to how you will prepare it and what are the expectations that you need to meet for both individual and reflection paper. For week 11, you will be preparing a storytelling video. You will be doing the storytelling and you will record yourself. Week 12, you will be preparing another reflection paper. It's just a very short reflection paper of the topic we discussed. So that is just our way of, my way of assessing your participation, at the same time your understanding of the lesson based on the discussion that we made on a particular topic or session. And then for week 12, you will prepare a reflection paper and a sample application paper. Okay. Week 13, you will be preparing a reflection paper and also a Prezi or Prezi. So week 14, another Prezi or Prezi. Okay. 15, you will be preparing a reflection paper. 16, you will be preparing a Prezi, and the same with for the two topics. For week 17, reflection paper, and for week 18, you will prepare the portfolio submission of the final output. Okay, so what I meant by portfolio submission of the final output is that you are going to answer the modules every week. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. Every Tuesday, we will have a synchronous lesson. Okay, synchronous lesson on Google Meet. So this is on Tuesday. Okay. On Thursday, you will be, we will have the asynchronous, okay, or we call it module, okay, modular lesson. So which means that on Tuesday, you will attend my class for the synchronous lesson. And then on Thursday, we will no longer meet on Google Meet. However, you have to check your messenger because I will upload there the module that you will answer. Okay? And the module that you will answer should be compiled because at the end of the semester, you will submit your modules to me as your portfolio. Okay? For those who are far from Kabankalan and for those who cannot come here because of distance, especially I think I forgot the name, but there's one here from Tarlac. You can just submit the soft copy of your portfolio. But for those of you who are living nearby and you want to submit a hard copy of the portfolio, you may do so. But for those of you who prefer the soft copy, you can just submit the soft copy of the portfolio as well. So it just depends on our agreement. But for the sake of protecting ourselves probably for infection, I think I would suggest that soft copy should be encouraged. Although, if you really want to submit your printed copy, or should I say, hard copy, I would also appreciate that. Okay, so are we clear with our meetings? Tuesday is Google Meet. We will discuss the lesson in the module. And then on Thursday, you will do all the activities in the module. Okay. However, just to make things clear, Tuesday for asynchronous lesson discussion, you have to prepare a separate output because the reflection is different from the module. So Tuesday, synchronous, listening plus output. Thursday is answering the module. Okay? And then the submission of your output For synchronous will be every week. So which means that if you are, for example, if you are, if now we are conducting the lesson, right? So next week, I am expecting you to have your individual notes submitted to me. So I will prepare the Google Drive for that so that you can upload it to the Google Drive, or you can also send it to me via group chat. Okay, don't worry, no one will copy your output, because if they do, I will be able to know it, because the first one to submit will be the original one. The rest will be copycat. So, or probably, plagiarized outputs, okay? So, for our grading system, okay, so let me just close this, okay? So, for the grading system, you will be rated just based on the 3 criteria. Okay, one is cognitive, another is psychomotor, and third is affective. Okay. For cognitive, you will be rated based on the exams, because of course we will be, cognitive is 60%. That includes your examination, okay? So we have the exams, outputs, okay? Exams and written outputs, okay? So written outputs. So I will no longer be giving you quizzes, but you have exams and written outputs for the cognitive. Okay, for the psychomotor, you will be rated based on your video outputs. Okay, so video outputs, I will also include the PowerPoint presentation that you will be making as part of the psychomotor. And of course, your participation. Okay, so for example, you are you're saying something every time we have a class here. I ask a question and you participate. So that's part of the psychomotor part. And then that is 30%. And for the affective, I will be rating you 10% for the affective. And it involves simply your attendance to the Google Meet session, your attendance in, of course, Google Meet, of course, your attendance on Messenger. Okay, for example, I'm typing there an announcement. You probably liked it. You click the emoji for like or heart or whatever. So you react on the post. So that's part of the affective level or affective domain. And if you are, for example, I can check if you are watching the video on YouTube as well, because of course you will click like there for the video or post a comment. That's part of the affective. So it's more of the behavior that you are showing in line with our class. So again, to recap, you will be rated based on 3 aspects. One is the cognitive, so more on the exams, the written outputs. For psychomotor, you will be rated based on your participation and also your video outputs or PowerPoint presentation. And for affective, you will be rated based on attendance, simply attendance and the behavior you are showing here on Google Meet or on Messenger or on my YouTube channel. So these are the things that you need to remember. Okay. So far so good. Attendance check. There are already 13 people on the platform. We are now 18. I'm expecting more or less, maybe more. We are now half of the whole population for this class, because I'm expecting more or less 40 students, but now there are only 18 students. So I hope others also can catch up, because the next time we will have a discussion, it will be the first topic which I will be discussing to you. Okay, so time check, it's 6:31. Do you have any questions? Any questions so far? Any reaction? Okay, so you might ask, sir, are we going to submit an individual note next week? The answer is yes, because the individual note will serve as your quiz, okay? It will be your quiz, your individual note, and it is rated as part of your cognitive, cognitive rating, okay? So I will send you the template of the individual note on the GC, I mean on Messenger group chat, so that you will be guided. And I hope we will be using only one template, uniform template for everyone. So what you're going to do with what do you call this? With the individual notes are the insights that you gain from today's meeting, and for some questions. But these are simple things. You don't have to worry about it. All you have to do is just to write something. Probably one important insight that you gain from every synchronous lesson that we have. So that's very, very crucial, especially that I cannot really provide you with an objective type of test. So that's why this is our way and my way of measuring your, not only your participation in the class, but more so on your understanding of the lesson, especially of the topics that we are discussing in class. Okay, so I accept questions. You can type it in the chat box if you have any questions regarding the requirements, regarding the modules. Modules will be posted on Thursday, okay? To give you ample time to work on your reflection paper or your reaction paper or your individual notes, okay? So individual notes will be written or will be prepared Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, module time. So for asynchronous lesson or for modular distance learning, we will be using modules. So our class will adopt the blended learning modality. Okay, so we will adapt the blended learning modality. So blended combination of online distance learning, that's ODL, that's what we are doing now, plus modular distance learning, MDL. So we will be adopting blended learning modality for this course in purposive communication, combining two modalities. One is online distance learning, ODL, on Tuesday, and modular distance learning on Thursday. And the rest of the days, we will be using the Messenger and YouTube for announcements, for advisories, and YouTube for the discussions, the videos that, of course, the recorded video of our discussions, which I will be posting on my YouTube channel. So again, I will be sharing my YouTube channel, the link of it in the group chat, so that you can start probably navigating the platform and see there what you can probably get, what you can check, and how you would be able to maximize your participation in our virtual or using the YouTube channel or using the platform. Okay, so any more questions? Okay, I'm giving you time to ask questions. If there are some clarifications that you need to be addressed now, please ask them so that I can answer them. You may also type it in the chat box if you don't want to say or to speak. Okay, you can just type it on the chat box. Or you can reserve your question maybe later on the group chat. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, so we have new attendees who have not introduced themselves yet. We might as well give them the opportunity to speak. So let me hear from April Rose. Please open your camera and say something. Okay, what about Logie May Magbanwa? Okay, wala sila dito. Okay. So there is a question from Jean. She's asking, what are the requirements? Okay. The requirements are actually stipulated in the course syllabus that I prepared, right? I will be giving you a copy of the course syllabus so that you will be able to know what requirement is required of you to submit per week, okay? Aside from the module, of course, because the module is it's the what do you call this? It's the activity that we will be doing on Thursdays. So every Thursday, you will be answering the module. And the activities in the module are based on the topics that we discussed on Tuesdays. Okay? Because on Tuesdays, of course, we have the discussion via Google Meet. And then on Thursdays, you will answer the activities in the module, right? However, every time that we have a lesson online, like what we're doing now, you are going to prepare a certain output. For now, for next week on Tuesday, you will submit your individual note. And again, I would repeat, the individual note template will be shared to you on the group chat later. So of course, the template will be provided to you later. So that template will be used, and you can even prepare or write your individual note on a piece of paper, take a picture of it, and send it to me. You don't have to type it on your PC. All you have to do is just to write it with your handwriting on it, and then take a picture of it, screenshot or whatever. Take a picture if it's handwritten, and then you can submit it to me. That will be your output already for this week, okay? So don't worry, the PowerPoint presentation or the course syllabus will be shared later so that you will be guided as to what you will prepare for every meeting. Okay, so I hope I answered your question, Jean. Okay, so anything else? Okay, let me hear from, I haven't heard from Icleo Denise. Okay, so if you can hear me, please open your mic. Introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, hello there.
I'm Denise. My name is Denise P. Eclea, and I am 19 years old. I'm currently in Nagat Islands, San Jose, District of San Jose, and Caraga region.
So you're in Caraga?
Yes, sir.
You're living there, but you're not from Cabancalan, are you?
I was raised in Kabangkalan.
Ah, okay. I see.
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
So you're far. Same with, I think
Yes.
we also have one student here from Tarlac. So nice to meet you, Denise.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet
And
you
I
too.
hope we can make this semester productive and
Yes,
at the
sir.
same time enjoyable for all of you, because I don't really want to cause so much stress on my students as much as possible. So let's just enjoy this course by probably, just doing what you are expected to do. Okay?
Yes,
So nice
sir.
meeting you, Denise. Thank
Nice
you
to meet
for
you, sir.
joining
Thank
my class.
you. Thank you.
Okay, now let me hear from Mary Mercy Joso. Mary?
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. My name is Mary Mercy C. Joso, 18 years old, currently living at Purok Pacao, Barangay Bantayan. Thank you.
Okay, so you're now in Pacau,
Yes, sir.
right? Okay. So the signal there is good, I think. What network are you using now?
Talk and text, sir.
Okay, good. Good. Okay, so, well, distance education is really connecting lives. I mean, well, technology is connecting lives. Now, considering that you're far from Kabankalan, but you can still join this class, so I'm happy. And welcome to the class, Mary Mercy. Also looking forward to having a productive semester with you in this class as well. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so who else has not introduced? I think Maria Lawrence. Okay, Maria Lawrence hasn't introduced herself yet.
Hi, sir. Good
Yeah,
evening.
hello there.
I'm Maria Lawrence Relios, 18, currently living in Himamaylan City.
Okay, so you're from Himamaylan. Wow,
Yes,
so nice meeting you.
nice meeting you
So
too.
our class is getting more and more national, right? So national in the sense that most of the students are coming from different parts of the Philippines. So we have one from Luzon. Caraga, I think is part, I'm not sure if it's part of Mindanao. Um, and also, of course, Visayas. Most of our students are coming from Visayas. Let us hear from Kate Justine Limshako.
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Kate Justin Limshako and I'm 19 years old and I am currently residing in Barangay Agisan, Himamelan City, Negros Occidental.
Okay, so you're from Agisan. Wow. So we have already two students